Outlander star Sam Heughan recently released a memoir called Waypoints, and now the actor is back with exciting news related to it. In a post on Instagram, the Scottish star revealed that his book would finally have an audiobook version. Today, we'll talk about Heughan's latest news and what this means for fans out there. Keep watching to find out what the actor had to say about the new development around his book.
It's my new book, Waypoints.
First up, Sam Heughan's memoir now has an audio version. Just when we thought things couldn't get better, Sam Heughan took to Instagram to announce a special collaboration. The actor is joining hands with Audible to release an audiobook for his memoir, which is great news for fans who like listening to books instead of reading them.
I could wrap what's left in my rucksack into a cloth square, tie that to a stick and just walk.
The book arrived recently and is already a hit with fans, with 80% of Amazon ratings being 5 stars. The things the Outlander star talks about in his book are things nobody really knew about him, like his family ancestry and his early career as an actor. The book will make you feel like you know a little bit more about the Scottish actor than just his on-screen roles. Heughan gives a candid story of what led him to where he is right now. He does so while walking on the beautiful West Highland Way.
Back on the West Highland Way on this crisp, dry and refreshing day, I felt liberated.
And reflecting on the major moments that helped define him. Sam Heughan's book is quite an achievement. Now that it has an audio version with Heughan as its narrator, it's bound to be one hell of an audio experience. Fans have nothing but good things to say about the book so far. Some have even gone as far as to say that listening to Heughan helped them fall asleep. Listening to his sweet Scottish accent is nothing short of a treat itself. Now let's talk about Waypoints and how they inspired a decision to hike across Scotland. Sam Heughan leads an increasingly busy life as an actor, who is not only involved in multiple projects, but is also a proud owner of a whiskey brand.
Sassenach, well, what are you waiting for? It is a premium blended Scotch whiskey that was inspired by the Highlands of Scotland.
And is the author of a couple of books. The man is quite a talent. Despite a packed schedule, the Scotsman embarked on a daring journey across the West Highland Way. He hiked across the beautiful plains of Scotland, and it forced him to think about his own life. Those thoughts eventually found their way into this book. The 96-mile trek was no short feat.
I think somewhere along this 100-mile hike, I thought this would actually make maybe a good story.
And it got Sam Heughan into all sorts of states because he hadn't anticipated the journey would be as hard as it was. But meeting a fellow hiker on the way changed his mood about the whole challenge, and he was able to brave the tough hike through the mountainous terrain under the mercy of the changing elements. The unique memoir that weaves together the Scottish scenery with Sam Heughan's private life landed him on the New York Times bestseller list. Interestingly, it's the third time the actor-writer landed on the infamous list, which goes to show how many talents he has up his sleeve. Now that the audiobook is finally here, we can't wait to fall asleep listening to Heughan's dreamy voice narrate a story of a lifetime. Next, let's look at how Waypoints centers around Scotland as an important part of Heughan's life. Waypoints began with a hike across Heughan's home country, Scotland, and it features it as a central theme in the memoir. Most of his formative years were spent there, and it played a major part in his life. So, in many ways, the country is more than just a tribute. It's an essential part of the writer himself.
Yeah, no, it was really nice to do this on my own, actually. Really great way to reflect.
The adventure led the actor up Ben Nevis, the highest mountain in the UK. The Outlander star made as far as 300 voice notes while he was making that journey. It largely shaped the tone of his memoir. Heughan humorously recalls that he felt like he was going mad at one point because he had been on his own for as long as 5 days. Scotland, of course, is not the only thing the actor talks about in his memoir. Heughan also touches on the hardships he faced as an actor.
I think that love of the outdoors, where I developed my imagination, and I think possibly the reason that I became an actor.
He also talked about how being raised by a single mom after his dad walked out on him made him who he is today. Heughan's Scottish father has always been a sensitive topic for the actor. In his memoir, he finally mustered the courage to reveal he finally got to meet his dad. Curiosity about his ancestry led him down a rabbit hole, and one thing led to another. Soon, Heughan and his brother flew out to meet their estranged father. You can hear or read about the emotional reunion in this memoir and audiobook. Moving on, let's talk about how unsettling it was for Heughan to meet his father for the first time. Heughan's father left his mother when the actor was just a child, so meeting his father for the first time since then was rather unsettling for him. It's really no surprise he would feel that way. Meeting your father for the first time on his deathbed is nothing short of an emotional roller coaster. Nobody really envisions reuniting with their estranged family while one of them is dying. Heughan opens up about what that was like for the actor. He admitted that when they first tried to talk to each other in their first meeting, it wasn't exactly comfortable, and that he felt a little unsettled at best. Since the boys grew up without once meeting or hearing from their father, the meeting was naturally a little awkward. They only began tracking tracking down their father once Heughan became interested in their family history. The research not only revealed the branches of his ancestry, but also led him to his father. Once Heughan and his brother flew out to meet their father, the actor was able to take a walk with his dad and really talk to each other. For Heughan, it was an interesting experience meeting his father, because he realized that they shared so many similarities without ever having grown up around each other. Even though it was a bittersweet moment of both a first hello and a final goodbye before Heughan's father passed away, the actor says it helped him bring more honesty into his characters.
The absence of my father in my life was definitely something that shaped me.
Next, let's discuss how meeting his father helped Heughan better his acting. Creative people often draw inspiration from real life because it helps audiences connect to something that is a universal feeling. Some of Heughan's characters, like the one he plays on Outlander, have lost fathers or have sensitive relationships with them. Meeting his father opened up a part of him he didn't previously know was in him. Naturally, it brought up a lot of emotions, and it also sparked inspiration. The actor said that it made him think that this experience can fuel his acting in a unique way, despite him feeling a little anxious about the cathartic meeting. He had only ever heard about him in the stories he was told. He knew David and Chrissy had met at Brighton Beach and were big Lord of the Ring fans.
Start the book off, there's a small quote there from Tolkien, and obviously my family were big fans.
The two were even a part of a special community called Gandalf's Gardens that specifically centered around works by J.R.R. Tolkien. Walking with his father, Heughan could see that the two had similar gestures. It was interesting for him to note where they were similar.
Talk about it in the book when I finally did meet him. Despite having never really met, we had the same mannerisms.
The actor's father, however, was suffering from leukemia and passed away shortly a month later after their meeting. The actor has once remarked that looking at kilts in Outlander would remind him of his father, because once he passed away, David's kilt was sent to him. Heughan took a particularly tough experience and used it for something creative. If that isn't a mark of a true actor, we don't know what is. Finally, let's discuss the role of Heughan's mother in his life. One particular highlight of Heughan's life was the role of his mother, who single-handedly raised him and his brother. Chrissy had met Heughan's father on a beach and had since then fallen in love with the laid-back young man who later left her alone to raise two kids. Heughan grew up in Dumfriesshire with his mother and brother and didn't really know any more family. The actor was only 18 months old when his father left his mother, leaving her all alone to raise two small children. Heughan's mother did the best thing she could do, and that was to devote her time and love to the two children she was left with. The Outlander star explains in his enlightening memoir that his mother gave him and his brother a loving home, and that shaped him as a person more than anything. The atmosphere in his home, despite his mother struggling with the absence of his father, was one of absolute love. While Heughan's mother was very hurt by the whole situation, she played an important part in the actor's life and held down multiple jobs to support her kids. Interestingly, Heughan's mother, Chrissy, is also an artist, and Heughan has attributed his tendency towards the creative arts to his mother. The actor's mother is also rather proud of her son's achievements with Outlander, and was also the person who received his signed memoir before everybody else. So even though Heughan grew up under only one parent, life was made better by the constant care and commitment of his mother. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think about Sam Heughan's audiobook news? What are you excited to hear? Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.
Can't believe it's actually in my hands. I took this photo on the back as well. So I'm really pleased with it. I hope you guys like it.